This is my 4-camera podcast setup. Let's get into this breakdown because there's a lot to unpack. First and foremost, with all these cameras, we got to make sure that we slate so that we have a good sync point. Yes, we can use time code. Yes, we can use audio syncing, but there's nothing like a good slate to make sure that everything is lined up perfectly and in sync. Just in case anything goes wrong, you have that backup. So right above me, right here, I have the Tentacle sync. We can bring this down into the shot. We can slate, and then we can clear this from the frame. What's great about the Tentacle sync is that it gives you a digital readout. You can put any message that you want here and it will show. You can also change this to time code. You can change it to a stopwatch. You name it, you can put it on there. So that's a really cool feature of the Tentacle sync, and it's something that we use often here at the studio. So let's talk a little bit about the cameras that we have set up right now. So for the vertical camera that I'm looking into right now, we have the Sony FX3, and this has the Hollyland Lark Max 2 in the hot shoe, and this camera is also being held up by a CameTV Magic Arm, the 11-inch one. I really love the CameTV, different connectors and Magic Arms because they work really well and it's really good quality. The CameTV arm is actually connected to a newer tripod, the LT38. It's just a really light portable carbon fiber tripod. Nothing crazy. It's just great to have around the studio, throw something up real quick. On that tripod, we have the Sony FX6, and that's what I'm looking into right now. So for the lens, we have a 90mm G Master Sony lens. This is one of my favorite lens because not only is it telephoto, but it also doubles as a macro lens. So you can get really, really close and get some really nice detailed shots. Matter of fact, let's see if we can try it. I may have someone here helping me to frame it up, but let's see how close I can get. Am I in focus? Yeah, so I'm actually really close, and I could probably get closer too if I want. So that lens is truly, truly unique, and I love it. So sticking with the FX6, we have the top handle on there, and also have an attachment as well, and some other things to keep everything together. Next, we also have the V-mount battery on the back, which is powering the camera and everything that's attached to it. All right, now for the wide camera. We have the Sony FX2 that is being powered via USB-C to D-tap into the newer V-mount battery, and that is on the Sirui SVS60 tripod. And as you can see, this is what we use for our 2-shot. So I had the person I was speaking with here. Right now we have Dumo. For those of you who are familiar with Furbies, then you already know what this is. If you have to look it up, then we're from different eras, but it's okay. It's okay. We live and we learn. The V-mount battery on the FX2 is being held by a CameTV V-mount battery holder, and that is that setup. Really simple, really minimal. And again, I mentioned the D-tap cable as well, and the fluid head that comes from Sirui that goes with that tripod. So we also have a USB-C cable running out of that same V-mount battery that's running into our vertical FX3 camera. So that is powering that camera as well. We have a 2-for-1 setup there, really nice. For the 4th camera, we have the Sony FX30, and that has a 50mm G Master lens on it, and that was used to get the person that I was talking to on camera for this podcast setup. Again, we have a Furby in the frame so that you can see what that looks like. This FX30 camera is being powered by the SmallRig 212 V-mount battery. And yeah, pretty much everything is being juiced up by a V-mount battery in some way, shape, or form. We're able to get all of these cameras connected, and I can view them on the TV actually, because we are using the monitor and control app, and then we are mirroring that from the iPad. What's really great about the monitor and control app is that when you press record, it starts recording on all the cameras at the same time. So everything is perfectly in sync. The monitor control app also gives you the ability to rotate the image on screen. So right now the FX3 is showing the vertical picture, but let's see if it'll rotate while recording on here. There we go. So now we can see, we can take up more of that space in the monitor control app as well by just hitting that rotate button. That is really, really cool. So this app gives you a lot of flexibility, aside from also being able to, you know, if you want, you can monitor any specific angle individually. And I can, there we go. It's automatically focused on my face, and it just allows you to, see one specific camera at a time, which is great. You could change any settings if you wanted to, but it's just so great to have a quad view. And then, you know, connecting to an Apple TV is great because you can actually mirror it to a TV, which is really, really awesome. So now you may be asking, how did we get all of these connected to the iPad? Well, we actually have a travel router right here. This is a GL.iNet. So we created an access point. And the good thing about creating an access point is that even when we leave the studio, all the cameras are already familiar, if you will, with that access point. So whatever app or whatever iPad we want to connect it to, once it's connected to the access point, all the cameras are connected to the access point. Anything that was once connected to the access point will always be connected to the access point. So even something like this travel printer over here, once we connect it to the access point and we're in the field, now that same printer is good to go. We don't have to have any additional setup to get that up and running. So, access point, why not just do Wi-Fi access point, you know, the same thing in my book. So this is the overall setup that I had for filming this two-person podcast setup. Again, having the different cameras just gives me flexibility. It gives me options in post. And again, everything is going to be lined up perfectly. Let's talk about audio again. So I am using the Hollyland Lark Max 2. This mic also allows me to record to the device itself, so I have it recording as a backup set of audio. And when I did have another person on the podcast, it was really simple. I just gave them the other mic, so I just opened the case up and gave them the second mic to use. If you saw one of my other videos, I showed how to connect 4 of these to one receiver, so that's really cool. Definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. Also talked about the DJI Mic 3 and my thoughts on that. So this is the overall setup. I don't think I missed anything. You know, we hit all the important things, and yeah, I'm just really excited about what we can do with technology and how it can be used for us to better tell our stories. I am the Chef Gal, and you just got the recipe.